Hi, I'm Gruenke, founder of The Balanced Runner, and I've been helping runners from beginner to Olympian improve their form and performance since 2003. And I'm here today with an instant fix for elbows that stick out. Be sure to hit like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and click show more on the description below so you can get the free resource that I have for you as part of this video. So the instant fix, and so many videos promise instant fixes that are not instant, but this one really is. If your elbows stick out when you run, the instant fix is don't fix that. What needs fixing is the idea that you're working with about running form and not your body, because your elbows actually have to stick out if you're running correctly. And there are two reasons why. First, your upper body is turning as part of running. Occasionally you run into people who will tell you not to do that, but it's fundamentally a part of the counter rotation of upper and lower body that controls your movement when you run. It creates spring through your body from impact to toe off, and it controls your direction in space in midair. Anytime you try to interfere with that, you make your legs work a lot harder and even can set yourself up for injury. So your upper body is turning when you run. And so that means that your arms, however you're holding them, are going to move on a pathway that looks like this, right? So there is a turning, it's a sort of diagonal kind of movement. Even, you notice I'm not actually swinging my arm in my shoulder, I'm just turning my upper body, and it's a movement that looks like this, right? And second thing, when you then are actually moving your arms on top of that, your shoulder blades are sliding on your back, which is your rib cage, which is a curved surface. It's not flat. And so they are not sliding side to side. They are sliding like this, which again reinforces this rotational movement that carries your arms when you run, and makes it natural and functional for your hands to take this diagonal pathway. And when they do, your elbows stick out. Not a ton. We're not talking about running like this. It is possible to stick your elbows out too much. Usually that's people who are holding a lot of air in their chests and they're overusing their delts, and usually just a little bit of can relieve that. But your elbows are sticking out. So there are two ways to stop your elbows sticking out. One of them is to do a rotation in your shoulder joint using your rotator cuff muscles, which means that when your arm swings forward and your upper body has turned so that the shoulders also come forward, you are also doing this at the same time. That's a lot of work. It's quite a large movement in the shoulder joint. It's quite a lot of work for your rotator cuff, which normally would not be working through a range of motion at that moment at all. So you're adding muscles. And so that already, you know that that's going to consume more energy. So that right there is going to make your running less efficient. So we know already that that is not going to be productive. So you have to do that kind of movement in order to make that happen. And in fact, if you try too hard to do that, you can end up actually bending a little bit sideways when you are turning your upper body, bringing the shoulder forward and the arm forward. And actually, that reduces your upper body movement to some degree and prevents your weight from shifting towards the other leg. And actually, I see leg stress, especially calf stress, from runners who do that, because you've basically put a block on your ability to shift your weight off the leg. So your calf suddenly has to work really hard. And in fact, I have a client who we just made that change, this little tweak to his arm technique. He didn't realize that he was kind of scooping under and bending sideways, and his running feels much better already. So watch out for that, and don't do this extra movement or this extra work in your shoulder blades to try and make your arms go like this. So that was one. The other thing that you might be doing in order to try and make your arms go straight is pulling your shoulder blades back, so that And that will make your arms go straighter. It also lifts your chest, which pushes your weight backwards when you run, which is very hard on your quads and your knees. And it also interferes with your ability to do this important counter rotation, and so that adds overall leg stress and again effort to your running. So neither in the shoulder joint nor in the shoulder blade should you be trying to fight this movement of your hands coming to your midline and your elbows sticking out. Remember, if you ever see a picture of a runner who's got a perfect like this going on, you know they were standing still for the picture and that they don't know that much about running form. So don't fall for it. Next week, I will talk more about what to do if your arm swing is too wide, which is a separate issue. It's not that you're sticking your elbows out, but that your arms are working out here instead of more compactly close to your body, which for a distance runner, it's not optimal for the arms to be swinging widely around you. So that's a completely different issue, and the mechanism for it is different, and we'll take that on next time. Thank you so much for watching. Again, remember to hit like so that YouTube knows to share this video with other runners who need this information. Have a great week and enjoy your running.